Turn the lights down.
Armed with unsourced videos and news articles, Trump.
Oh, God. Clown show. Clown show. Clown show. Every global leader will be ritualistically humiliated, okay? I'm skipping that. It's like every other goddamn day. Who cares? President Trump has tense exchange with South Africa's president in the Oval Office. We watched it live. I'm going to use this as a refresher, and then I'm going to go into a lot of the things that he brought up, including the clip copy that he brought up in the process of owning the South African president in the marketplace of ideas.
Turning now to the fallout from another tense meeting between President Trump and a foreign leader that took an unexpected turn. This time, the president accused South Africa's president of allowing against white farmers, a claim that is not supported by any evidence.
It's so funny. It's just like, he just made it up, dude. Like, a bunch of Nazis made it up, and he just went along with it. Insane. Total insanity.
Zhang is at the White House. Ouija, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Nate. Good morning to everybody. South Africa's president came here with a delegation of professional golfers and businessmen ready to talk about trade and investment. But the meeting quickly turned into a showdown as President Trump claimed the leader was allowing.
It started as a friendly meeting.
It's a great honor to be with the president of South Africa.
But when South African President Cyril Ramaphosa denied unsubstantiated claims in his country, President Trump dove into a prepared response.
Turn the lights down.
Armed with unsourced videos and news articles, Trump.
Oh, God. Clown show. Clown show. Clown show. Every global leader will be ritualistically humiliated, okay?
Trump accused Ramaphosa's government of seizing land and allowing white South African farmers to be persecuted.
No, going to be doing you're taking people's land away
we have not.
From them. And those people, in many cases, are being executed. They're being executed. And they happen to be white, and most of them happen to be farmers.
Earlier this month, Trump welcomed dozens of white South Africans to the U.S., giving them refugee status and claiming they were victims of racial discrimination.
Whether they're white or black makes no difference to me, but white farmers are being brutally killed.
But data shows there is no evidence of targeted violence against white people who own more than half of the farmland in the country, yet make up less than 10% of the population. And while crime rates are high in South Africa, Ramaphosa pushed back against Trump's claim, saying it's not racially motivated.
People who do get killed, unfortunately through criminal activity, are not only white people, they're black people.
Trump was asked if he's concluded is happening.
Well, I haven't made up my mind.
After leaving the White House, Ramaphosa made his position clear.
There is just no in South Africa.
But during that Oval Office meeting, President Trump became angry when a reporter asked about the defense secretary formally accepting a $400 million jet from Qatar that Trump wants to use as Air Force One. A spokesman says the Pentagon will work to ensure there are proper security measures and mission requirements. But many lawmakers on both sides question the safety and legality of accepting that plane. Gail.
All right, Weisha, thank you very much.
You would have seen a video played in the Oval Office.
All right, so this is the first fact check. Okay, even if this was happening, I'd be like, fair Haitian Revolution was absolutely justified. It's not happening. There is no entertaining of this happening. It's not. And no, like what's happening is what has started to happen was the talks, the consideration of purchasing farmland for market price. Okay? Purchasing farmland for market price. It hasn't even begun yet. And the reason for why that must happen, which by the way is a constitutionally protected right that came after the dissolution of the, and it just never happened to take place. Hold on. Eminent domain for the sake of reparations. That's the scariest sentence ever for white people. I know.
In a meeting between President Cyril Ramaphosa and his delegation from South Africa, who met with our US counterpart, President Donald Trump. The video shown by the White House of things, including statements made by EFF leader or Commander-in-Chief Julius Malema, as well as former President Jacob Zuma. But the one thing that President Trump touched on was a video that was taken from the sky in a helicopter, and it showed a road and crosses on either side of this road as hundreds, if not thousands, of vehicles lined this road.
Those people were all killed.
Have they told you where that is, Mr. President? No, I'd like to know where that is.
Now, that video was taken in September 2020. It was taken on a rural road in the Normandin area, which is in northern KwaZulu-Natal, in an area known as Newcastle. And that video was taken in response to a murder that was committed earlier that week. On August 30th, 2020, Glenn and Vida Rafferty, a progressive couple in the Normandin area, were at their farm. They were killed along with their dog as intruders entered their home and ransacked their place and stole a number of items and goods before fleeing in Glenn's vehicle. The vehicle was found later abandoned, and 2 years later, subsequently, 3 people were arrested and charged with the murder as well as robbery with aggravating circumstances and sentenced respectively. But that specific protest you saw in the video, right, was a multiracial protest. According to the Institute for Race Relations, who were there on the day of the protest took place the following weekend on September the 5th, the Saturday. And this was in response to people trying to make government aware of the plight of farmers in the country and trying to raise awareness around farm murders. Now, Glenn and Vida were on August 30th on the Sunday. On Wednesday, September 2nd, the former Minister for Police, Becky Cele, together with Fani Masimola, met with the RAF in Normandin. I was there. I was a reporter in KwaZulu-Natal at the time. I attended that meeting that Cele had with the family, as well as an open engagement and dialogue that he had with farmers as well as farm workers in the community. So there was a response from South Africa and the government to that specific incident. Cele saying at the time that there had been about 7 murders within that area in probably a year. And of those 7 murders, they had made basically arrests in every case. So there was attention being given to it.
You only see negative things about farm murders and politicians and everything else on TV. And this is an experience I don't wish on anybody, but our experience has been very positive. The police have been amazing. It's just nice to know that the senseless murder of our friends is being taken seriously.
There's claims that each cross on either side of the road represent people who are in farm attacks. That's not the case. The organizers, who the Institute for Race Relations spoke to at the time, said they were merely just trying to raise awareness. And those crosses were just trying to raise attention as to the plight of farm workers and the dangerous conditions they live in. But our crime stats clearly show that there's no white happening in South Africa, and specifically targeting farmers. Last year, in the third quarter of 2024, 12 farm murders were committed in South Africa, and these were farm workers as well. Of those 12, and bearing in mind that 7,000 people were in the third quarter of 2024, only 1 was a farm owner. The rest were farm workers, the rest were people who lived on small holdings and rural areas that can be considered as farm holdings. It must also be noted that President Donald Trump held up a number of articles claiming to show white happening in South Africa. Some of these articles weren't even from South African media or reputable media houses in South Africa. One article we looked at was published from the DRC. It didn't have anything to do with South Africa. South Africa's got a crime problem. We don't have a farm murder problem. And that's the truth. For Eyewitness News.
I want to say I can't believe like how stupid the country has gotten, but honestly, it's expected. It's expected. It makes sense. Man, U.S. is nothing but a laughing stock to the whole world now. We're laughing.